out every Friday, and as you can tell, that didn't happen. I'm not sure if I'm going to have these on a fixed schedule. I think I'm going to try for every weekend. This is not going to be as strict a schedule as Wonderland Wednesday, because Wonderland Wednesday has Wednesday in the title, so I feel a lot more obligated to be beholden to that schedule. From now on, I'm going to be generally aiming for the weekend with the intent of getting one up per week. Okay, on to this week's video. Today we're talking about The End of the World, which is one of my personal all-time favorite episodes. I really love the creativity in this episode, and I really enjoyed getting to talk about it with Rachel. And as I said last week, these discussions are part of a larger discussion, which you can find on Rachel's channel, and I'll link it in the description below. Thanks for watching.
This is the year 5.5/Apple/26, 5 billion years in your future. And this is the day. Hold on. This is the day the sun expands. Welcome to the end of the world.
Okay, so then we have episode 2. This was called The End of the World. They go ahead of time. And I am realizing that I prefer the Doctor Who episodes that go back in time more than I like the ones that go ahead in time.
I'm probably the exact opposite. This episode is one of my favorite episodes of all time.
Oh, yeah? I don't know. It's just a little too... I don't know. I really... Because I loved in the last season, the Thin Ice, you know, where they went back in time, and I thought that one was so good. So I'm just realizing that that's my preference, I think.
Yeah, I can see that.
So this one, they go to year 5 billion. And the Earth is going to be destroyed, and they're all there to watch the final destruction of Earth. And they have the last pure human, and she has like had so many surgeries that she looks like a piece of stretched canvas, literally. Like, and she has to have these like guards come and spray her with this lotion, and it's quite the character, very, very creepy. And she still wants to, like, I was a little bit confused by her plan, to be honest. So she's like sending out these spiders to like kill people on this space station because she wants to.
I don't think the spiders were initially supposed to kill everyone. I think they were killing a few people. What she was trying to do was manufacture a hostage situation with herself in the middle. And she was going to extort all these people for money. So once these people paid the money to her pretend evil person who is supposedly sending out these robotic spiders, then she was going to call it off. And then most of the people would be fine in the end. She was just making it seem like someone else was doing this, but she was going to be taking the money from all these people who were going to be in fear for their lives. But she also said at the end that her backup plan, should this have failed, was she bought stock in all of their companies. So they were going to get an insurance payout, and her stock prices were going to go up, and she'd make money even if they all died.
Huh, okay. I guess that makes sense. I found it a little confusing.
I had to watch it a couple times before I completely understood it too. Because it is a little bit confusing.
And she wants the money to be able to do even more surgeries, right?
Partly, and she just wants money because she's evil and greedy.
Yeah. So, and then there's this, like, the spiders turn off the, like, there's like these shields to the sun.
So the sun has basically expanded exponentially, and it's basically about to swallow the Earth, and they're sort of orbiting the Earth right now. So the sun is like right there. So these shields are protecting the space station from being obliterated by the heat of the sun. So she's turning them off in places so that they'll maybe kill a couple people and cause massive damage so that it'll freak everybody out in the space station.
And then she can manipulate them, I guess, if they're in chaos. So like the Doctor has to figure all this out, figure out what Cassandra is her name, the stretched lady, what her plan is, and he has to save Rose. All of this before Earth gets destroyed. Basically, like in the end, he ends up bringing back the shields, and Cassandra gets like exposed to the radiation, and she doesn't have her moisturizer, and so she like ends up
drying up and dying, exploding, sort of.
So that was pretty weird. And so you already said you really liked this episode. What do you especially like about it so much?
I love all the variations of the aliens that they designed. I think the face of Bo is a great design. I liked the Mox of Balhoun. I loved the Forest of Cheem, and I wish that they would come back. They're like one of my top wished for alien species to return. I really want to know more about the Forest of Cheem. I want him to go to whatever planet they move to and just see their culture. I liked Jabe. I wish she hadn't died. I don't know. Yeah. I love the idea of trees becoming human-like. It's just such a cool idea.
Yeah, she was good. I liked her too.
I also really liked Cassandra's misinformation about Earth's history. I loved her description of the ostrich.
From Earth itself, the last remaining ostrich egg. Legend says it had a wingspan of 50 feet and blew fire from its nostrils. Or was that my third husband? Who knows? I don't know.
And I loved that she brought out this old jukebox and said that it was called an iPod.
According to the archives, this was called an iPod. It stores classical music from humanity's greatest composers. Play on!
Refreshments will now be served.
It was so funny. That's one of my favorite parts. I think if they played Tainted Love and Toxic, it was so funny.
Yeah, that was funny. You're like, what? That is a scary prospect to think in the future we might all be known for Britney Spears. That's the music of our era.
Or at least the era of back
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Right. Yeah, there were a lot of really cool elements. I guess I was just kind of confused, so it was a little bit harder for me to sort of enjoy it as much. But I did like it. It was good, and I liked the doctor. He was really fun in the episode. He had to think quickly on his feet, and in order to save Rose. And yeah, it was definitely very creative and very creepy and weird. And oh man, that stretched out. I mean, it was very creepy.
Yeah, I liked Cassandra as a villain. She's so I like horrible and hilarious people, so I really liked her. She's awful, but she's funny, so she's probably one of my favorite villains.
Yeah, she was definitely very unique, that's for sure. So I can see why. Yeah, so this one for me, I would say this one is more like a. Since I did think it was kind of confusing, I would give this more like a 6.5 for me, but you're going to have it way higher, I'm sure.
I'm probably just going to give it a 10 because this is one of my favorite episodes. Yeah. There were probably like a few problems here and there, but I liked it, and this is one of my favorite episodes. It's one that I always want to watch with people, so yeah, cool. A 10.
Great.
You lot. You spend all your time thinking about dying, like you're going to get killed by eggs or beef or global warming or asteroids. But you never take time to imagine the impossible. That maybe you survive.
Hey everyone, thanks for watching our discussion on the end of the world. That really sounds strange if you don't know the context of the title. Anyways, next week we'll be talking about the episode The Unquiet Dead. Another episode that sounds strange out of context. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. We'll see you next week. Bye.